Ricky Nelson's life looked like a Hollywood dream, but behind the fame was a story filled with pressure, financial struggles, family conflict, and a shocking legacy battle that continued long after his death. Born into a famous entertainment family, Ricky grew up in the spotlight through the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. He became a star before he was even a teenager, and by 1957, at just 17 years old, he had transformed himself from television favorite into a major music sensation. His performances turned him into one of America's biggest teen idols, with hits like Bebop Baby, Poor Little Fool, and Travelin' Man. His music career exploded, and for a time, it seemed Ricky had everything: fame, money, success, and millions of fans. But behind the scenes, his life was becoming increasingly complicated. Ricky struggled with the expectations placed on him by his famous family, while his marriage to Kristen Harmon eventually became troubled. Their lavish lifestyle, legal battles, and growing financial problems placed enormous pressure on him. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, Ricky was struggling financially and was forced to keep performing and touring to support himself and his children. His divorce became a bitter legal battle, reportedly costing more than $1 million in legal fees. Despite everything, Ricky continued trying to rebuild his career and prove himself as a serious musician. Then, on December 31st, 1985, tragedy struck. Ricky and members of his band were traveling to Dallas for a New Year's Eve performance when the vintage DC-3 aircraft they were flying in caught fire and crashed in Texas. Ricky Nelson was only 45 years old. His sudden death shocked the music world, but the story did not end there. After his death, Ricky's estate appeared to be in serious financial trouble, with debts, lawsuits, and questions surrounding his will. His brother David eventually produced a will naming Ricky's 4 children as heirs. But another son, Eric, was excluded from the will, leading to another legal battle. For years, it seemed Ricky's children might inherit little from their father's troubled estate. Then came the discovery that Ricky's greatest fortune wasn't sitting in a bank account. It was in his music catalog and royalties. The estate later took legal action against major record companies, alleging that royalties had been improperly withheld or calculated. Settlements eventually brought millions of dollars back into Ricky's estate, including a reported $12.7 million settlement involving Sony Music and increased streaming royalties going forward. In the end, Ricky Nelson's story became much more than the story of a teenage idol. He left behind a musical legacy that continued generating value decades after his death, ultimately turning what once looked like a troubled estate into a lasting fortune for his surviving children. Ricky Nelson may have died young, but his music and the financial battles surrounding his legacy continued long after the final curtain.